this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another one of our Tidy Fridays. And I'm going to continue today with this cupboard. So we worked on this cupboard recently and, you know, sorted out my stamps, which, you know, some of my favourite stamps, which I've put into here. I have this section of the cupboard, which, you know, as you can see, just ended up really like a whole mishmash of stuff, really. So I'm just going to kind of empty it out. I mean, I suspect that quite a bit of that stuff, perhaps, you know, I will maybe even not even use. I mean, for instance, this cushion, I had taken this cushion because it had tassels on the corners. And so I obviously, you know, chopped the tassels off to use in journals. And to be fair, I'm probably not really likely to use the actual, you know, the cushion cover itself, to be honest. So that can go straight away, and it was taking up obviously a huge amount of room in the cupboard. So just going to put that over to one side, and then what I'm going to do, I'll pull out all of this stuff that's now kind of fallen out and put it on my desk for us to go through. Okay, so I have pulled out, you know, the first lot of stuff that was in that cupboard. And, you know, it's just full of just all sorts of rubbish. I mean, this, you know, old Christmas card, obviously, that I think probably even the boys actually made. But it's super old because look at how tiny that they are, you know. My oldest son's going to be 18 on New Year's Eve, so clearly it's very old. This, which, again, I could use this to back journal cards and things. So I just put this on my desk. This, I don't even know what this is, to be honest. Yeah, I have no idea. If anyone watching this video knows what this is, please let me know. I mean, it's some sort of tape stuff. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It's obviously been in there for the longest time, so I just put that on my desk as well, because who knows, somebody might let me know what it is. This is one of those 12 by 12 kind of bags, which actually I do find them quite useful for kind of putting projects in when I'm working on them. So I'm just going to put this down to the side, sort of in my bag that I take to my mum's and things. So, and as you can see, I have got a ton more fabric here. So again, I mean, this is obviously some super fun fabric. I'm not really likely to use this in journals. So I don't really need this taking up space up here. Going to take this downstairs where I've got yet another couple of drawers with other fabrics that aren't really kind of journal making-ish. And then I've got some more fabrics. I've got some more of this satin that I had coffee dyed and things. So I'm going to just kind of fold all these fabrics up. I mean, most of these actually are lace by the looks of things. I've got some faux leathers and things like that, which I think I'd received this from Laura in Happy Mail. This one here, which I have actually used this before on a journal for a cover. It's kind of like a faux suede-y leather type stuff. But it's really awesome. I loved using it on the cover that I did, which must have been a really long time ago. And then I've got this fabric, which actually, this was a dress of mine. And I thought it would make a really great sort of winter journal. I mean, of course, I haven't done anything with it. And well, you know, whether or not I will, who knows. But you know, it's always good to hang on to these things because no doubt if I bin it, I will then straight away wish that I had kept it. You know, the perfect project will sort of come along and I'll think, oh, wish I'd kept hold of that. So what I'm going to do, I think, is create another box going on in this cupboard for some more fabrics. So I'm just going to kind of hunt around for a box. Right, plan B, because I couldn't really find a big box. So what I've decided, I'm going to move all of these fabrics downstairs along with that other one, so I'll end up with another overflowing drawer downstairs now, but that's absolutely fine. This was a skirt which I'm sure that I picked up the other day, so what I'm going to do is cut this away from the you know, waistband so that I can kind of fold this or tuck this in somewhere with my other fabrics. This one as well, so I'm going to put them just to the side so that I know that they're going to be popped in with those other fabrics. This of course can do as well. And then the rest of it, so I've got this weird stuff, which I actually can't remember where I got this. I'm not sure whether I got this in Happy Mail or whether I've had this for a long time. I feel like I have used this somewhere. I may have used this on a Christmas card one year. So I'm not sure whether this would kind of categorise as fabric or I'm not really too sure. It's a sort of stiffish type material. But I might keep that with the fabrics because it to me it feels a bit fabricy. And the rest of this is really lace. So I think what I'm going to do is, because I've only got a very small box here, is I'm just going to put some of the lace pieces in here. I don't know how much I'm likely to get into this box because of course it is quite a small box, but I'm just going to do the same sort of method that we did before. Now this one obviously could actually wrap around one of those lace balls and go in my drawer behind me, so I'm just going to put that to one side. I've got this little piece here which I could put this kind of in my scraps bag that I keep beside my desk. This is that gorgeous bridal lace, which I love using this in journals, so I shall keep that in here as well. I've got some sparkly kind of hessian here, so again, you know, this will be lace and kind of more special type fabrics, I guess. So again, some more bridal lace there, and then I've got some of that gorgeous coloured hessian. So this is in the ivory colour. This one I received in Happy Mail, and weirdly enough, I mentioned recently that I'd then managed to buy some over here, but if you have a look, I hadn't really noticed this, but it's a much smaller weave than this one. So yeah, whereas when I bought it I thought it was the same, it's clearly not the same at all. But you know, it looks quite similar. So this can obviously stay on that, you know, that roll, because that's kind of storing it quite neatly. So I'll just put that to one side, and then I've just got a couple more scraps, so they can go in that scraps box which I made up, you know, above my desk there. And then this again, I can just wrap this around one of those spools. So that's kind of a bit of a start. I've got the lid, which I might use for something else. So I'm just going to put them down behind me. This, I mean, again, I quite like using things like this, you know, to make either the puffed yo-yo flowers, or I did the tutorial for the little padded pillow things to hang from journals. So it's kind of worth keeping that. I'm just going to put that in with that lace, I think. So then I've got this, which again, this is really kind of card making-y. I mean, to be honest, I probably won't really use these things. So this might be something to donate either to my daughter, although looking across the room at the mess that she's made so far with all of her craft things, probably better off donating this to the school. So I'm just going to put this kind of in a pile to say, oh, I'm not keeping that, and I will bring in some more bits. Right, so the rest of the stuff that was on that lower kind of shelf of the cupboard, actually, I had these gorgeous Christmas cards, which I'd bought one year, you know, after Christmas, kind of in the reduced stuff that they have after Christmas. And I bought these really to sort of tear them apart and use the envelopes. Just seeing whether I have used the envelopes or whether they're still in there. Oh, they are still in there. So again, you know, I can always kind of keep those envelopes to use and maybe kind of use some little bits from the cards. So probably, well, I probably want to just take these downstairs and put them with kind of where I store wrapping paper and things. So I'll just put that to the side. I've got this cute little picture that my son had drawn me, again, obviously years and years and years ago. So yeah, I should probably be kind and keep that. Although I should really try and get rid of things. I've just got a mount here. I mean, clearly things that don't belong here. I've got this Stays On Opaque, which never got on with that. I'm going to actually get rid of it because it's about 12 years old probably, so I will never use it. Some more fabric to go just into that fabric scraps box. And all of this, would you believe, is photographs, you know, of kind of the kids when they were young and things. Not so much my daughter, actually, because her photos mainly tend to be, you know, on our phones and what have you. But this was when the boys were smaller and obviously people didn't have such advanced phones and things. So all of these, just take out anything that's not photographs. I've got some card boxes here. So, I mean, again, I don't know really whether I'm likely to use those now. I mean, I guess they could make mini journal covers. Well, perhaps I'll slot them sort of neatly down the side of the cupboard. So I'm just going to put them behind me. But all of this stuff that's photographs, again, doesn't really belong up here. So kind of obviously this is, you know, left over from my scrapbooking days. And yeah, I should probably just get rid of those things downstairs. So right, that's more or less everything that was on that lower shelf. So, I mean, pretty much was all actually rubbish, to be honest. I have a tag punch there, which again, you know, I'd obviously kind of forgotten about. So I can just put that on my craft cart because, oh, just reach round. Okay. I've got this little set from Draper with the kind of like jewellery making plier-y type things. Now, I've had this set for years and years and years. I have to say, I don't really use any of these tools. I only really use like the plier things and the cutters. But I guess it's probably handy to keep them just in case. Although, to be honest, I'm probably never likely to look at it. This again is some more sort of reduced cards that I have bought once. So I'll put those again to go downstairs with like the wrapping paper and things. Right, I'm going to pull in the stuff from the, you know, slightly higher pocket shelf. Right, so this shelf looks slightly more chaotic even. I've got some more of that gorgeous green hessian, which I absolutely love. So I'm going to put that in the box with the fancy laces and hessian that I've started making up. So I'll just keep this box to the side like that. So I've got this skirt of my daughter's, which I think I'd come across this a few weeks ago. When we did the fabric, and then I just bunged it in here whilst I was doing that, but I still need to cut it down. A lot of you said, you know, and brilliant tip, take them off the waistband, and then of course they become just an unravelled piece of fabric, which is much easier to store. So I'm going to put this behind me with that red polka dot skirt, and I will do that sort of in slower time. Then I've got this, which was a skirt, which I have cut off the waistband, and I just like to use this for either you know, layering things on top of, or sometimes just tying a journal, you know, as a closure. And then I've got some more of that, but this time it's got like a sort of ruffly edge on there as well. So again, just kind of going to, you know, trying to squash that into this box. So it's annoying, but yeah, once the lockdown's over, I might have to do another trip to IKEA and buy some more storage boxes. Here I've got some foam stamps. Now, I have to be honest, I probably won't ever use these. So again, I'm going to just put them to the side. I might, you know, pop these in something to just enclose when I send off things in the post. You know, because just because I'm not finding these very useful doesn't mean somebody else won't. So I might put those down to gift to somebody. And exactly the same with these. I've got these, again, foamy type stamps. They're all kind of summer and fun themes. Again, I'm not really going to use these, to be honest. So I'm going to just put these down and I will send them out with somebody, you know, somebody's parcel as well. And then I've got the same here as with the blue, in that obviously it's this, more of this red kind of tulle fabric from, you know, my daughter's clothes and things. So that again, I've just squashed into that box. And then again, I have a pink one. So she has lots, or had lots of these skirts. And then a little bit more red. And then a bit more pink. Oh gosh, she must have had lots of these skirts. Well, I think what happened was every time she grew out of one, I just bought her another one because they always looked so cute with every jumper that she had and little tops and things like that. Right, then I have some more bridal lace, or, you know, I don't think this one's necessarily bridal lace, but it's very similar. So again, I'm going to just tuck that in here. So I've got, you know, again, all of my lovely laces, kind of special ones, like sequiny ones, I suppose, all together. I've got some more hessian here, but just, you know, plain coloured. So I'm just going to try and, lots of you mentioned rolling, and that's such a fantastic tip. And I do roll our things, you know, when we go on holiday and things like that, to be able to obviously take the stuff on holiday and, you know, take up less room. I haven't gone back through my storage thing because, wow, that just, the thought of it is just off-putting. Right, I have a canvas bag here, so clearly that needs to go downstairs. It's obviously, I've used it to bring something up and it's just stayed up here. Some more fabric here, you know, other pieces that, again, I can put into my fabric boxes that we did a couple of weeks ago. Let's put those on the floor. And then I've got these gorgeous doilies, which, you know, I mean, again, they've just been kind of in the cupboard, and what's happened is I obviously put them in there in the first instance thinking, oh, you know, I'll be able to use those, and then they just get buried and pushed to the back. So just going to squash those into that part there. I've got this little decorative trim, which I think I did pull this out before. What I might do is actually go across this and pull all of the gems off, because I'm not sure, yeah, I'm not sure that I will use this, but until I do that, it probably should stay in here, because this is my kind of more decorative lace and things like that. I've got some of this gorgeous fabric, which I think this was gifted in Happy Mail as well. So again, just trying to roll this up. Well, actually, I could put this in with my bigger fabrics, so I'll put that to the side. And then again, I've got another little skirt of my daughter's, which, you know, again, I can just cut off the waistband. Well, I've already started cutting it up, look. And just cut off the waistband, and then it's going to store flat. So again, I'll put that down behind me as kind of something else to do. This box is already pretty full. I mean, obviously it's very tiny, so I do need to kind of get some more boxes, but that's fine. I'm just going to bring in some of the other stuff that was on that shelf. So as I say, the shelf was pretty chock-a-block with, you know, you name it, it was there. I've got these gorgeous doilies, which again, I think I picked these up at a car boot sale. And the same thing, you know, I put them in the cupboard thinking, oh, I'll use those. And then they've just been literally pushed to the back, and then you can't even see them, let alone use them. So just going to squash them into that little box if they will fit. Now, all of this stuff's actually in a little basket. So, little invoice there from the photographs, which, gosh, that must be old. Oh, more photos here. So just take those out, go downstairs. A little kind of folder thing here, ring binder thing, which again, I probably kept this thinking, oh, I'll put some ephemera pieces in here, but haven't got round to that. So I'm going to just keep that down to the side, because I might be able to use that for some bits and bobs. Again, some more kind of just white organza fabric. Oops. Here. So again, I might just put that into my bigger fabric box. But yeah, I mean, I've got this basket here, so hopefully I will be able to utilise this basket. So let's just take these bits and pieces out. Oh, I've got my Dymo label maker here. I wondered where that had gone. Right, so I'm not quite sure where I'm going to store that. Let's just take everything out of here first, and then we can have a look. Oh my gosh. I've got sort of old jeans in here and all sorts, you know, again, thinking I would do something with them. Haven't ever done something, but I've clearly done something, because they're now cut into bits. So I'm going to just get rid of those, because they're obviously taking up a huge amount of space in here. Oh, so I've got a Christmas tree punch, which, oh, who remembered I had that? Yeah, more of that lovely velvety leopardy print stuff. Put that down again to go to the downstairs. I've got some eyelash trim here, which clearly did not remember buying that or having that. Right, some embroidery thread here, so I'll just wind that up, and oops, my gosh, this is obviously really tangled round stuff, because it seems to be going on forever. There we go. Right, so I can put that in with my embroidery threads. I'll just put that to one side. Oh, scrap of sandpaper, not really any good. Just a couple of templates for hearts there. Oh, a star punch. My daughter would probably really like using that, so just pop that down to one side. I've got some of that feather boa type stuff, which again, you know, I don't very often use this type of thing, but just occasionally it's quite nice to use it with flowers and things like that. So I'll just put that down to the side. Oops, I'm just moving a little scrap there. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do is tidy that eyelash trim up, I think. I've got this. Again, I probably won't really use this now. It's very, very bright. My daughter would love it, but to be honest, no, because I'm looking at her end and it just looks so messy. I've got lots of coloured felts, which again, I mean, I love using felt kind of for Christmas things and, you know, Eastery type things. I probably bought these in a pack, the fact that they're such, you know, bright colours. And they probably all came in a pack, and yeah, really probably don't particularly need most of them, but they are one of those things that's kind of helpful and handy to have. So again, I might move these things downstairs, just, you know, just in case kind of thing. So honestly, my drawer downstairs will be literally overflowing. I mean, that's not really sort of part of my craft type area, but it's just, you know, just our wall unit kind of thing. But I just keep some fabrics in there. Right, more, well, don't know what this was, but sort of chiffon fabric really. So again, you know, probably should just bin that, to be honest, but I'll keep hold of it because of course that's what we do, isn't it? Right, I have got a cute little sort of plaque here. I think I actually have bought this to put on my daughter's door one year, and yep, again, I obviously bought it in the sale after Christmas and then forgot all about it. So perhaps I'll get that out and she can put that on her door this year. And then I've got some more kind of trim here from her, you know, one of her dresses. So again, just kind of wrap that around here. And what else have I got? Oh, I've got these, which, oh, what have I got here? Right, these, which are, these were like tear-in blocks, weirdly enough, which, I mean, I never really kind of got to grips with them, but they were to tear around, you know, the Mulberry paper and things. So, yeah, I mean, I have to be honest and say, you know, I've never really kind of got on with those very well. So I'm going to just pass them on. Right, then I have this, which is almost like a wired kind of piece, but yeah, it's kind of quite nice. It's Hessianish, but wired. Or it feels wired. It's not wired, obviously. That can go in the bin. Oh, this velvet gorgeous piece. So this was from a cushion that I had on my bed, and then you know, the faux Diamante bits came off, so I obviously cut it up to use. So I might make some more ruffles and things from that. So that's in there now. This, which again, very useful kind of fabric. So, oops, you know what I've done? Gone back to storing it, you know, piled on top of each other where I wouldn't see it. Just force of habit, isn't it? That you just go straight back to, you know, your sort of habits, I guess. Right. Oops. Little scarf there. Again, my daughter might quite like dressing up in that. Oh, I've got some more of this purpley stuff. Different shade of purple this time. So put those in there. Oh, this is super pretty. This, I think this was my mum's shirt or something. So again, just going to kind of store that in here, like, you know, on its side again. Oh, more of that leopardy fabric, which can go downstairs. A bit more of that lovely glittered sort of Hessian. So I might put that again in that sort of more special box. Now, then I've got this. This is lovely fabric. I think this I might have got in Happy Mail, actually. So I'll just fold that in. So this is quite a neutral box. Other than that bit of purple, everything pretty much going in here is quite neutral, isn't it? So some more of this lovely white satiny stuff. So I might pop that down the side with that because it's the same fabric. I've got here some kind of white net that can go in there like that. And oh, look at this. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous? It's just lovely, isn't it? So, I mean, this definitely I'd obviously put in there, actually, because I was probably afraid to use it and now been hoarding it. Not sure I could still bring myself to use it, but it's certainly gorgeous, isn't it? And then here, this is some kind of neck curtain fabric. So again, just going to put that in there. Some more of those lovely doily pieces that I had. I've got some more pink toile or tulle, is it tulle fabric from my daughter's skirts, so that can go in there. Oh, some more of that weird Hessian-y stuff. I can't think where I got that. Again, put that in there. Then I've got some very bright pink that, again, was, you know, one of her skirts. Again, I'm going to kind of put this to the side to cut that off of the, you know, the header piece. And then, am I down to, yeah, I think that's kind of everything. These are some big glittery kind of foam pieces. Again, I'm not probably going to use these, so I'm going to, again, put them just either in the donation or for my, you know, my daughter to have. Right, so I've got quite a bit of room still left in here. So I'm actually thinking, could I get, it's a shame because this basket is too wide to actually fit down the side of my, you know, my fabric piece boxes that we did a couple of weeks ago, because otherwise I would have tried that. So I'm just going to quickly have a look. Hold on. Right, yes, it definitely won't fit. I've just checked in that cupboard. But what I am going to do is transfer all of this stuff that I put into here, because this is only a small box, and I've got, you know, a reasonable space here. So I'm actually going to just store it all in this basket. I mean, as I say, once the lockdown is over, I may have to go for another trip to IKEA and try and get some other storage boxes and, you know, type items, because I think really what I have found is actually having things that I can just pull out in their entirety is quite helpful. You know, it's quite hard when you can't sort of pull things out, I think. So, yeah, having all these little sort of, not caddies, but, you know, baskets and what have you, they're quite helpful. And obviously IKEA have great, you know, great selection. So, right, I'm obviously quite tight on space now. So I've gone from having tons of space to now no space, but that's fine. So I'm just going to tuck these bits into this corner here. I have to say I've gone to shoddy methods today, not making a very good job of this, but it's all quite, you know, quite well stored in there. So I'm going to put this back into the cupboard. Whoops, hooked up there. Put this back into the cupboard like that. Right, that goes quite neatly into the side, and I've actually got a big space now at the bottom, which is fantastic. So let's go through and do some of those other bits and bobs. So I'm just going to cut the header piece off of this skirt. Oops, oh, I might not even need to cut it. Look, it's just coming away anyway. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I will. Oh, no. There we go. And I'm not going to keep the header part because I probably won't really use that. It's a sparkly elastic, which, yeah, I probably won't use. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Oops, I might need to cut the rest. Okay. So I'm just doing this so it's nice and flat to be able to store it. Really, so like that. So yeah, I mean, I'm really noticing that, to be honest, the more I'm tidying, actually I've got quite a lot of storage space. I just was really poorly using it before. I mean, I was aware, you know, that I was not utilising my space properly at all, but I have to say, yeah, doing this is quite eye-opening because, like I say, I mean, I've now got this huge space at the bottom of that cupboard, which, you know, I'm now kind of even, oh, what shall I put in there? So I'm going to get rid of this because I'm not likely to use the lining and I won't use the header. So this whole piece I can just now store. I will probably put this in the fabric box behind me, you know, that we did a couple of weeks ago because I might have a bit more room there. So I'll just bring in the couple of other skirts that I said that I was going to cut the header off because, you know, then I'm literally doing it as we speak. So I've got this one. Just cut down there. Yeah, it's quite surprising because, you know, I always thought, oh, I've got no storage. But, I mean, actually, I've got, you know, got those two big cupboards right behind my desk. I've got that other unit behind my desk. So I've actually got quite a lot of storage. I just really, you know, have been very poorly utilising it. So this, you know, is proving really, really useful. Okay. And I must admit, much as tidying is not my favourite thing at all, it is really lovely, you know, having a bit of a tidier area. I mean, I think I have been saying this week, but my desk this week is the pits. I mean, literally, the worst it's been for a long time, because I have been now working on Christmas things. And, you know, I've also got sort of a couple of things lined up that I'm hoping to do through the month of December. Again, I'm going to have to just see how time goes. I might run out of time and not actually be able to do them. But if I do, that's creating an awful lot more mess as well. So, yeah, my desk is awful. And, you know, I mean, actually, my habits must be changing, because it is driving me mad having it so messy. And obviously, I've got that lovely octagonal kind of organiser that Brenda really kindly sent me. And Brenda, your organiser is so brilliant, and I love it so much. And this whole week, or for a couple of weeks now, it's been covered up with papers and things just piled on top of it, because I've been, you know, working on things constantly. It's driving me mad not being able to access it, because it's such a useful unit and, you know, a container. So, yeah, hopefully that means I'm changing for the better and kind of becoming converted to, to keeping my area tidier. So this is kind of more fancy here. So I'm going to keep this bottom section of that skirt in with those, you know, what I've just said were more fancy kind of pieces. So I'm going to just tuck that in now, because it's got a bit of sparkle on it. This piece, you know, this I would just probably use, oh, I was going to say as a closure, but actually it's not very long. So I would probably just layer things on this. So I'm going to keep this in my little bag beside my desk. This one probably is long enough for a closure. So again, I can just put this in that little basket. This one in that little bag beside my desk, which my bag's falling apart now. So yeah, I'm going to have to find another bag that's just suitable. It's only a paper, you know, paper bag. It's nothing special. It was, I think I bought some makeup once and got the bag, but it's lasted for a long time. So again, just cutting this off the header so it's going to be just flatter to be able to store, you know, like a regular sort of piece of fabric, rather than a bunched up skirt, which, you know, then is not kind of laying flat and not very easy to store. So just cutting that down. Okay, I love this skirt. Oh, it's so pretty, isn't it? Yeah, right. Actually, didn't realise there's kind of an inner piece which is on a sort of almost separate piece of elastic. So I'm just going to go round again and cut that again, because that inner piece, you know, that might be just ideal for making ruffles and things like that. So, I mean, it's really great when you can reuse all sorts of pieces, isn't it? So just trim that right the way around like that. Okay, so we've got those two little pieces there. So now we've got actually kind of two separate pieces of the skirt, and again they can actually roll up now. And I will probably store these in the bigger box that we did a couple of weeks ago as well, because there's probably more room in there than there is in that little basket. So, I mean, as I say, that basket may well be a temporary thing, because after the lockdown, I may go back to IKEA. Right. So then I've got this. Obviously, I have pulled bits off of here already, so there's not a great deal left of this skirt. This is just able to be, you know, pulled off, so that's quite handy. So just pull this around. Okie dokie. I remember my daughter wearing this on her first Christmas. So cute. She had a little kind of top with, I think it was a butterfly on it. The top was ivory and it just had a sort of matching butterfly. It looked super cute on her. Okay, put that to the side there. I mean, actually, this might even be nice with my Christmas journal I'm working on. I'm not sure. Right, trying to find now the join. There we go. And just chop that down here. Is that going to tear? No, it's not tearing now. Right, let's just chop this down. yeah, who knew that I had all that eyelash trim? Again, I've obviously had that for so many years, you know. Obviously couldn't even remember having it, so there we go. Just trim around here. Come on, come on. Okay. I mean, the other thing is I've also got another storage unit in the cupboard where I, you know, sorted the fabrics a couple of weeks ago. I had four of those boxes, and as you know, 2 of them contain stamps, and now the other 2 contain the fabrics. Well, the stamps I still haven't finished sorting, you know, because obviously we come back to that every few weeks, but the other box of stamps, which I haven't even pulled out yet, they're mainly card making stamps. So to be honest, I might not even need to go to IKEA, because it might be that when I sort those stamps, that box becomes free for more fabric. So yeah. Right, okay, so now I've got obviously some eyelash trim and things like that, so I'm going to have to sort that. And when Laura gifted me some eyelash trim, I'm just going to pull it in. Oops, it's hung on my pegboard now, so that's where I'm reaching across. She gifted me the eyelash trim on these little tags, so she literally just wound it round them, and that's a really great way I've found to not I've found, but having seen Laura's way, I've found it to be a really successful way to store the eyelash trim. So I think what I'll do, it probably needs, you know, a second one of these rings, because of course it's getting quite full now, but I might just make up a second one of these with some more of these on there, because, you know, it's a really practical kind of way to store those. And then I just hang those onto my pegs on my pegboard. Right, okay, so I'm going to just, I think, punch a couple of tags. Okay, have I got any thick sort of scrappy card that I could use? Don't want to use anything kind of too nice, obviously. Right, okay, let me find some thickish card. Okay, so I have punched out a bunch of those little tags. I'm just going to pop some holes in the top of them. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to do at once, but excuse me, we'll try and do a few at a time. Okay, and then we'll just do these ones. So I mean, already that little tag punch has already come in handy, so yeah, goes to show, doesn't it? You know, it had been buried in that cupboard all that time. Okay, there we go. And I also just quickly cut out a couple of, you know, lace spool things. So I did them quite big because, of course, you know, the lace is quite wide. This lace is quite wide. So just wrap these round, and then these can go in my cupboard behind my, or not in my cupboard, sorry, in my lovely drawers behind my desk. So there we go. Yes, I actually had quite a productive interlude there, because I just thought I'm going to take the other stuff downstairs that I already had. Sorry, I was just getting a fresh kind of carrier bag for my rubbish. Just take some of that stuff downstairs, because I was kind of like drowning in it and not really able to even get in and out of my desk. And I then thought, oh, I'm just going to check whether I've got kind of an old you know, shoebox. And lo and behold, in my cupboard I had a big sort of shoebox. So I'll show you in a moment, but that shoebox and its lid literally fit like snug as a bug in a rug in the cupboard. I have to say they're probably a bit too snug, and I'm not sure they're going to pull in and out very easily, but certainly they're going to tide me over for, you know, I say until the lockdown's over, as if I'm going to then go to IKEA and buy, you know, something more permanent. But to be honest, as you can see by my stuff, once it makes it into the cupboard, they'll probably be in there for like years and years and years now. But you know, they're fantastic. So yeah, I may put some more fabrics into the bigger box, not the lid necessarily, but the bigger box, because I also have got a lot of fabrics from Happy Mail, laces in particular from Happy Mail, which I kind of tend to keep separately, certainly, you know, for a long time while I hoard it. But actually I could possibly kind of put some of that in there, and it would probably be, yeah, the best way to store that too. So right, have a big bunch of lace there, so I'm just going to trim this down so as it fits into the drawer, because it might otherwise be a bit tall to actually fit it into the drawer. Okay, so I'm just going to pop these in that drawer behind me, so my drawer of my laces. I mean, I love having my laces in there like that, because it just makes it so easy then. You know, when I'm kind of doing a video or doing a project, I can literally just kind of reach behind me and, you know, see at a glance where they are. So I won't obviously, you know, wind all of this eyelash trim and things, you know, with you guys, but just to kind of demonstrate really, you know, probably what's a good thing to do is if I snip a little bit, I can kind of hook it in there to act as like a starting place, and then just wrap it around and around, you know, so you just get a really generous covering really. I mean, obviously a little bit of eyelash trim. Oh look, it was already snipped into 2 anyway, so that worked out handy. A little bit goes a long way, doesn't it? So tuck that like that, hopefully it will stay on there. And then I'm just going to get one of my smallish rings. So just, I keep all my book rings on a giant book ring. They're just hung on a hook behind my desk. So I'll just pull one of these in, and then I can make up my own little tag thing of the eyelash trim, like the one that Laura had sent me. So yeah, I'm going to kind of do that with quite a few of these. And again, just, you know, I think it's quite helpful to just put that little snip in, because that's how to, you know, to get it started, where otherwise, you know, I'd have to use sellotape or something to actually attach it on there in the first place. So just snipping it in, it will just hold it in place for a bit. So let me see how much I've got left. Oops. I thought perhaps there wasn't that much on this roll, but yeah, there seems to be a lot. So yeah, I won't get it all on one piece. So just go around there, tuck that in. Oops, oh my goodness. Okay, right. So that's another one that can hang on there. I'll just do one more. I don't know whether I'm going to go through the whole of this eyelash trim. I might be here all day, but you know, it will feel good once this is all completely done and, you know, out of the cupboard and, you know, all just easily accessible and what have you. So although it seems quite boring and tedious, you know, to think, oh gosh, how much longer am I going to have to spend doing this? It's going to feel really, really good once it's all actually done, because yeah, that's been a bit of a kind of, you know, one of those horrible kind of sticking points in your mind where you think, oh, that cupboard. Yeah, so this is going to feel really good. I mean, I have to say, along with my big cupboard, which I know that we just touched on 1 week, we just sorted or started to sort one of those shelves, and you know, of course we haven't come anywhere close to actually, you know, finishing that cupboard, but I'm kind of putting it off because it's such a mess that I just think, oh no, I can't face it. Because I did toy with whether to come back to that cupboard today, and I just thought, oh no, I can't face that yet. So yeah, that will be, we'll be coming back to that another week, but oh, for the time being, I'm not sure I'm quite ready for that. Oops, this is now very tangled up. So, well, I can just trim that off. So I'll just make that the natural place for this one to finish. And this is great actually, because, you know, as you know, since doing those tassels, I've now grown to quite like eyelash trim. Maybe not kind of, you know, how I had originally thought I would be using it, but yeah, I'm quite enjoying it in those tassels. So right, okay, I've hit a sticking point there with it a bit tangled up, so I'll come back to that. But just to kind of, you know, emphasize the point really, I'm just going to hang these on like this, and then I can obviously hang them all on a hook, you know, behind my desk and just be able to access them. So really, really just super handy and contained then like that. Okay, so I'm going to, show you one more thing actually. I also, when I went downstairs, I had in my bedroom this huge supply of upholstery fabrics, and I managed to get these as one of our stores was closing down. They were selling these fabrics off for like packets for, I think they were 50p for a pack. So I just quickly grabbed these because so far I just left them in the carrier bag, not really knowing where to put them. But they all just fit perfectly into that IKEA box. So I'm going to put this, I think, in the cupboard. It may be a bit of a waste of space at the moment because, of course, it's going to take up some of that lid of the box. But just as an initial place, I'm going to put it in there. And then obviously as time goes by and other spaces get freed up, I might swap it around because there might be a better place to put it. So I will show you in a moment. Hold on. Okay, so this is the finished result, and as you can see, I've just got my basket in here. I tucked in those card boxes behind there, just, you know, I will probably never use them, but just in case. That's the roll of the Hessian, and then under here, this is the shoebox with the lid. So it was a boot, you know, boot box, obviously, with the lid. And literally, I mean, they're really tight fit in there, but just perfect. So I'm going to probably use this for some more fabric. And this is obviously where I've put those upholstery fabrics. As I say, I will probably move these as time goes by, and I, you know, hopefully find better ways to store things. So because I've got obviously another cupboard, you know, next to this one that again, you know, needs a bit of tidying up. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not as bad as this one, but it may be that then there will be a space comes free in there that I will move that to. But you know, not bad for a first kind of stab at it. And definitely I feel a little bit more kind of organised now mentally, knowing that this cupboard is not quite as it was. So yeah, I'm going to kind of plough on and, you know, probably put some fabrics for some of my Happy Mail fabrics in here, my laces in here. And yeah, but good progress made, I think. And I'm going to obviously just finish off doing those eyelash trims. But obviously that may be quite boring to watch, so yeah, I will kind of do that probably in slow time, maybe whilst watching TV tonight or something. So yeah, I hope that you had fun, maybe gave you some inspiration and things of or you know, not inspiration, but maybe kind of spurred you on to kind of get on top of some of your craft items. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully see you guys soon. Thanks then, bye.